Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. Hello, everybody, and happy Tuesday here at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce. It's Taco Tuesday for some of you, and for some of us, it is gummy bears and coffee. So it's totally up to you guys. I've been popping the gummy bears while we were getting our technology in order. So with that being said, I want to do a huge shout out and a big thank you to our partners at New Mexico Tech. Liam, Shay, Carlos Romero, and team, you guys are always there. Johnny on the spot for sure to help us out. So today we're going to pre-record. You guys will see this in just a little while, but we're actually on Facebook, Zoom Live with our panel today. So a couple of things I want to say to you guys. First of all, thank you so much to our partners, Square Inc. up in the Bay Area. I can't say it enough. Ahmed, Aaron, and team, we are so thankful for your partnership and for your support of the Albuquerque small business community. It is vital to what we do here at the Chamber, and without your support, we could not do this type of series or any of the projects that we do with you guys. So thank you again. And once again, to our partners at New Mexico Tech, because this series is being brought to you guys by them as well. So part of what we're doing is our hashtag Hispano Helps initiative. And how this kind of came to be is we sent out a survey over the past month, and we asked you guys, what do you need from us during this time? What are some of the bullet points? Help us help you. So I want to thank everybody who has completed the survey. And right now, for those of you that have not, that's okay. There's still time. We're still collecting the data, and we're using it for various different initiatives within the chamber. And so if you could please take 5 minutes to answer 5 questions for all you business owners out there. You can find it at our website, www.ahcnm.org. On the main page, click survey. You can also find it on our COVID page right at the top where you drop down. It's on all those pages. And you can also find it pinned to the top of our Facebook. And so if you have a minute, again, 5 quick questions to help us guide you through this time. And one of the topics that came up, amongst the many topics, how to get loans, how to get funding, insurance, taxes, all that fun stuff, was, somebody reached out and said, we need to figure out marketing. How are we going to reopen? It's going to come. We know it's going to be here. It could be this week. It could be next. It could be in 2. We're following the guidelines of the governor as well. But what we do know is it is going to happen. And that reopen strategy that you small business owners have, it's going to be vital to how you move forward into the success of that opening. And so there's lots of ways that you could do that. And one of the ways is with the correct marketing. So today we want to talk about a couple of different things. We want to talk about maybe some marketing you wouldn't think of. We want to talk about a little bit of traditional marketing. And then we want to talk about a little bit of the marketing we have here at the Chamber. And maybe some others that you may not know that exist in the community that, though they may not be with us today, they are options for your business. So I'd like to get started. I'm going to let the panel introduce themselves. Everybody on the team today, I'm so excited to announce they're all members of the Chamber. They're all moving their businesses forward in the Chamber and their community initiatives inside the Chamber. So I'd like to start today with one of our very strategic partners. We see him often. He's a staple here at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber. He also supports a lot of the events that we do in the evening, which is a really great marketing. But please, Mr. Ruben Garcia, take it away for us. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ruben Garcia with a company called Johnny Boards, and we place indoor media in and around community centers, concert venues, restaurants, and breweries. So that's been our key media for now. And with all the changes and all the closings right now, we've actually pivoted a little bit and are doing a few other things. We've had the good fortune of teaming up with Valerie over at AdWallet to do a couple of things together. We're working with gas stations now, doing the gas pump tops. We're doing the hand sanitizing stations at the Albertsons and the CVS pharmacies. So there's a couple other things we're doing that I think are unique and affordable for small business.
So Ruben, we're going to get back to you in a minute, but you just speak of something. So I'm going to take some notes here while we move on to Karen. Please introduce yourself. Tell us who you're with.
Hi, everybody. I'm Karen McCallum. I am the Research Director for KRQE Media Group, and we are KRQE News 13, Fox New Mexico, New Mexico's CW, and KASY, which is our MindNet affiliate. So we have 4 broadcast television stations, as well as all of the websites, weather app, and news app that you've come to know and love.
Awesome. Miss Valerie.
Hi, I'm Valerie Martinez, and I'm the VP of Sales for AdWallet. We are a local advertising platform that launched here about 2.5 years ago. How we differ is we engage with your members for their full attention. We have 100% engagement. We've been lucky enough to partner with Ruben and with Nexstar, so we have great relationships with both of the individuals on the calls today and are really excited to talk about how we can help our New Mexico businesses.
So that's kind of exciting. I didn't know you guys were all working together and doing things. That's the beauty of collaborative partnerships. So if you are out there and you are a business and you don't have to be a marketing business, you could be any business in the world. It's important to know that when you're teaming with other like people and other organizations in your industry, you can create a bigger outreach. And so I'm excited to talk about some of that today with you guys. But let's go ahead and start. I want to start with Valerie. And there's one reason, Val, that I want to start with you is, first of all, sometimes it's hard for people to understand, just in general, non-traditional types of marketing. You know, everybody thinks radio, TV. We've added a little bit of social media onto that now in the past few years, but sometimes it's hard, you know, even in explaining there's this type of outreach or this type of marketing. So what you guys do is so unique. And what I would love for the watching public to know is that you're a New Mexico founded company and you guys have gone nationwide. So kudos to you guys. You were a previous winner of our Technology of the Year award. And what I would love for you to do is share with us what is AdWallet? How does the platform work? And tell us a little bit about that mindset behind developing this non-traditional way of advertising.
Of course. So I am really lucky to work for Adam Greenhood, who is our CEO. He used to be the creative director for Esparza for many years and then left to create AdWallet. What he did was he wanted to figure out how we could shift watching or seeing an ad from an interruption into an invite. So the way AdWallet works is our members download the app. They fill out a quick profile about themselves of over 150 data points. So things like, how old are you? How much money do you make? What hobbies do you have? What life stages are you in? Do you own a home? Do you lease your car? Just a general overall view of who this person is and what they really enjoy. The reason we do this is because when an advertiser comes on, they can come on and say, okay, so I'm really interested in only talking to 27 or older who have a household income of 50,000 or more and live in these specific zip codes, who happen to be foodies and fast food junkies. So they'll get a text message letting them know that they're a match for that advertiser. They have to watch the ad 100% through, answer a question correctly about the content. So that's where we start to differ, is we really want to make them engage with it and understand what the story behind it is. They rate your ad so you know if it's resonating with the audience or not. They have the opportunity to tell you their intent. So do I want to work with you or do I not? And when? In the next 30 days, 60, 90? That way you can retarget them or simply ask them to share their information with you for direct follow-up. They have an opportunity to download an offer. And then what we like the most is the viral views that you guys get from that. So our members, because they are advocates of New Mexico businesses, they share that ad on their Facebook page so that all of their friends and families can see it as well, which really makes your message go viral. And then at the end of their experience, they're redirected to your site if they've shown any interest. And in the meantime, they've earned anywhere from 50 cents to $1.50. I think you're on mute.
What I think, what I'd like to do is take a minute. I'll have to go through my text messages when we are moving on, but I'm with your guys' service with AdWallet, and so I get the clicks to my phone that say, watch this video, because as a consumer, I've gone and I've signed up for things that interest me. Maybe it's wineries, or maybe it's distilleries, or I know I'm in the spirits world right now, but it has been a heck of a 2 months. But, you know, whatever it may be, it, you know, whatever my it could be health and education or whatever. You pick these things, and then what happens is you register on the platform and they send you reminders, hey, there's a video from somebody that might fit within your category that you selected. You watch a 30-second video, click it, you get some money in your little bank, and then you can also share it and get more money. So it's an actually really easy process from the consumer side. And it's extremely valuable to the business owner because they are having to watch, they're watching it anyway. Now they're getting paid to watch it. So it's your opportunity to get 30 seconds of really good content into that. And that's what they do at AdWallet, is figure out what that content is, put it together, and help you share it.
What's really nice is we work in conjunction with all other media. So what we found is when you're working with a reach and frequency medium, the engagement rate is much higher, the motivation to learn more about their brand is much higher, and the overall ROI is a lot higher.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great opportunity, and we're going to talk some more about it because I know that there's questions about how the platform really works and for you to understand, but it's a inexpensive way to try out a new style of advertising for your business. And believe me, the outreach is huge because I get invites to watch videos from businesses that I would never think of. And now I'm like, oh, that's cool. I want to go there. I want to visit them, or I want to purchase this product. So I would definitely consider it. So Val, tell us a little bit about how things have changed. So I know you guys were doing your traditional AdWallet service. Has anything changed for you guys during COVID? Any focuses that you've shifted over? And what are we doing with AdWallet moving forward?
Well, honestly, we've had really great success with COVID. I think that our members, as well as our advertisers, understand the value of not only making sure that your business, if you're still open and operating, is in front of them, but PSAs and health concerns. They want you to really understand what the benefit is of washing your hands and covering your mouth when you cough. There's certain things that members really need to have embedded into their mind, and AdWallet does that. Once you see it, you're not going to forget it. So that's what's really, really helpful there. But what it's also helped us is we are nationwide. We went nationwide in October. We have, in about 5 weeks, we'll receive our funding for our Series A, which we're really proud of, which means that we will be able to go from 90,000 members to over 500,000 members in just a few weeks.
Congratulations to both of you. That's pretty amazing. And like I said, the work you guys are doing out in the community, and I'm so excited to hear about your collaborative partnerships because that's just really great. So with that being said, I'd love to move on and let's talk a little bit about more traditional type of marketing. We have an incredible partnership with the Nexstar team, KRQE, CW, My50TV, and on and on and on. And we're excited to have Karen with us today to talk about some of that. And then I'm going to ask just a few questions once we get started, but tell us a little bit about maybe some of the marketing packages you guys are doing now. What were the trends that you were seeing before COVID? What are you seeing now, and how do you see you guys moving forward with getting the word out and helping small businesses reopen?
Well, what we were seeing before, when in the end of 2019, and I have some slides that I'm going to go over in a more larger context, but the economy was actually pretty good, and we were riding that and taking advantage of traditional strengths of us, as well as pivoting to new things like apps and digital media, et cetera. And we were anticipating coming into a political year. We're still anticipating coming into a political year, so that really hasn't changed. That's going to continue to keep the pressure on. But when COVID hit, we are the largest group of television stations in the country, but we are also a local presence and a community resource. So things changed tremendously for us, not only from a sales standpoint, but from a news production standpoint. Val and I were talking a little bit earlier. Social distancing applies to news anchors as well as to people. So when you think about how you do business, we were creating something that is extremely relevant to New Mexicans, even more so than it ever has been. Our viewership is, I've never seen levels like this before. Some of our news programs were up over 100%. People were listening. Our website did 16 million page views, which we've never done more than 10 million. So we were very impressed with that. People are listening more, but it's more than just the news that we're producing. it's entertainment, because you can only take so much news. And I think that's one of the things that we really want to talk about here. This is a very scary time. And so if you want to watch The Big Bang Theory and take a little break and just sit back and chill a little bit, we can provide that too. So that's been very beneficial. In terms of the types of packages that we are providing, there's one slide that I really want to close with, but I want to reiterate that we are community partners and we're here for the long haul, and we realize that you are facing challenges the same way we are, and that a rising tide floats all boats.
Very true, very true. Ruben, I want to go back to non-traditional types of marketing. Now, we've had a partnership here at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber forever with Johnny Boards. And I think it's kind of interesting walking into different places, different restrooms around the city and going, hey, there's the chamber. So it is a unique way, very unique way to get your word out for your business and what you're doing. And so tell us a little bit about that, but I also want to talk to you a little bit about some of the initiatives that you do with other community partners, from police and all that different stuff. So share with us, what is Johnny Boards and what do you do? What's it all about?
Sure. So quite simply, we place our advertisements inside restrooms in, like I said, the locations I talked about before. And we've got a lot of data on how long people are watching the ads, so they're definitely paying attention to them. We've been in business 20 years. I'm trying to figure out when the tipping point, when you become traditional and non-traditional. So it's it's something we're always asking ourselves. When are we traditional or are we not? After you're in business that long. We're part of a national association, so talking about public service, we do a lot of work with the Ad Council on a national basis. And then we'll get buys from companies that'll buy different states, and we'll be part of that national buy. But locally, 60% of our work is public service, so I really enjoy that being, part of our, our work and most of our work. So we do everything from underage drinking prevention to DWI to we're doing human trafficking awareness for the Department of Justice. So there's a lot of pieces I think are important. And working with the city, county, city of Santa Fe now, Department of Health, those are really big issues that are still there, right? So even though the virus is a big deal, the census is a big deal, but these other issues are also kind of really important. So, but what our media, it's just really affordable for small business. I mean, we charge anything from 10 to 12 bucks per space, so it's not a high expense for them in a normal setting. Like I said, it's a very affordable platform for businesses who couldn't afford other types of media. So, and then for locations, for every board they put in their place, we give them a free ad somewhere else in a non-competing location. So we've been able to really build our network that way. So
you have a two-part. You kind of have a two-part platform. One is the spaces that you're going to put the ads in, and then one is the people that are putting the ads up. And so you work with both of those businesses quite well. One thing I wanted to say is that I believe that you have a sort of a promotional package for chamber members. Will you share that with us?
Yeah, ours is pretty, we've been doing this for quite a few years with the chamber. So if a chamber member joins, I think roughly the cost of joining, or the membership cost for a small single one membership price, they get free advertising at the chamber campus for, I think it's 6 months. No, this 6 ads for 6 months. So it really covers the cost of them joining the chamber. So it's kind of like a no-brainer. And then they basically send us the ad, we help them create it, and we give them some exposure. So like I said, in a normal setting, you have tons of people coming in, especially businesses coming into training and other things that you guys do. So
yeah, thousands of people a year come to the chamber. They're able to use our boardrooms and use our campus for their own events and activities. And so, yeah, the bathrooms are busy for sure. Yeah. And you can I've seen Val's ad back there before. I've seen recruitment for the police officers. I've seen census. I've seen all kinds of different ads, and they really do. I mean, like I said, I reached out to some businesses based on seeing those ads. They kind of sit with you a little bit. So,
and then about a year ago, we've been working on building our digital database, digital boards. So we're starting to put digital boards out where we can change the ads instantly. We've got a lot of the higher end breweries that we have the boards in. We have 3 at your location.
I was gonna say, we have a few here because I see them in the lobbies and stuff. I mean, right now they're obviously off, but, you know,
we have them up at the City of Santa Fe community centers, and the City of Albuquerque has them in some of their locations. So it's a unique offer in the sense that we share space. Hey, it's a 4-minute loop. You take 2 minutes for your own promotions, and we take 2 minutes for our promotions, and it's basically everybody wins. So it's been a good partnership with all the locations we're adding.
So word to the wise out there, if you're watching and you're not currently using Johnny Boards, you need to reach out to Ruben, and we'll get his information here at the end of this time. But reach out because he's got an offer for you. If you are a chamber member, take advantage of that offer. You're going to need it now more than ever. So now I want to head back to Karen. I want to talk about, you said you had a little bit of a presentation. You want to talk to us about some more specifics about working with Nexstar and KRQE. So if you could share that with us, we'd love to see it.
That would be great. Yes, we've got a few slides that we're going to zoom through here. So first of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about just quantifying it, because everybody knows this is a scary time, but I wanted to talk a little bit about consumers and then about businesses. So this is a national study that was fielded at the beginning to end of March. And one thing that really stuck out to me here is if you look from left to right, you see extremely large, very large, large. So we are going from left to right in how concerned are you? So to an extremely large extent is all the way over at the left, and then not at all concerned is over there on the right. In the orange bars, you see they're concerned about economics. In the blue bars, you see that they're concerned about health. And so my takeaway was Americans are more concerned about the economic than the health consequences of COVID-19. So that's really key insight for all of us as marketers as well as consumers. And if you'll flip to the next slide, we also see that from the same study nationally, that 66%, about 2/3 of Americans, think that their life will largely return to normal in between 2 and 6 months. So it's scary, it's bad, and it's going to stay that way for a little while. But there is hope. So if we flip to the next slide, please. Now this was asked of business owners, and you'll notice one thing. First of all, that 60% of small and medium business owners also expect to feel the impact on their business for about 3 to 6 months. So again, we're probably looking at about Q4 before we return to what we're, quote, calling normal. Now, one thing that I want to call out here is we did 2 surveys. On the orange part, that's a survey that we did in March, and the blue part is a survey that we asked the same questions again in April. So what we were really trying to see is how has it changed? Is there something happening? How is this progressing? And it is progressing. And so what we see is over on the left, the blue peak, now you're seeing more small, and again, these are small and medium business owners. So these are exactly the constituency that we're seeing with the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce. So I think we're getting our feet under us a little bit. We're beginning to have more of an understanding of exactly what this is, and we're starting to be in a place where we're able to plan on how we can deal with it. So let's talk about that a little bit if we flip to the next slide, please. Okay, what we're anticipating is that there are going to be 3 phases of the recovery. This is not like flipping a light switch. You can't just turn it on. Obviously, they're phased. Ruben, you were talking about pivoting. Valerie, you were talking about pivoting. We obviously had to pivot. So if you're a grocery store, it's changed. And then if you're a salon, it's changed in a completely different way. So how soon can I go back? So the first phase that we think we're seeing is, I'm calling it trepidation, and that's basically the hand-wringing phase. It's, oh my God, I'm so scared. I don't want to go out of the house. What am I going to do? And we kind of feel like we're almost getting past that. So we're almost to phase 2, which we would call trial. And that's going to be really important because we're talking about small business advertisers who are at a point where they're ready to try something, but they may not know quite what. It might be television, it might be AdWallet, it might be Johnny Boards, depending on what your budget is and what your strategy is. But they're starting to feel a little bit better than they're not just saying, I'm going to stop and wait. They're thinking more strategically and beginning to plan for the future. And so as we saw with both consumers and businesses, in about 3 to 6 months, we expect that we'll be reaching what I'm going to call phase 3, which is the true new normal. So then if we flip to the next slide, and this is where I'll talk a little bit about who we are. We are KRQ Media Group. We're part of Nexstar Broadcasting. We are the largest group of station owners in the country, but we're KRQ Media Group. And so we're New Mexicans. We're a trusted resource in the community, and that's never been more true than it is now. Our viewership is up to unprecedented levels, and New Mexicans really rely on us to stay safe. But the thing to remember about us is that we're more than television stations. We're also a small business. So all of you are facing the same things that we are, and yeah, we might seem big, but we're exactly the same as you are. We didn't have a playbook. We don't know how to do this. We're figuring out as we go, and we're part of the community. And so we really want to share that with you. And so with all of that being said, the nice thing about being Nexstar is that we have very deep pockets, and that means that we have resources that we can put to play that are going to help everybody within the community. But what's even better is that we have local experts who understand how to use these tools on a local basis and how to apply it to our community so that we can help us succeed together. So right now we're going to look at 4 keys to what we believe are success to, I'm calling it a grand reopening instead of a bland reopening. So if you look at the top, the first thing that you need to consider when you think about the next part of your advertising plan is the message. So one really obvious thing is everybody's been talking about, we're safe, you can come in here, we're observing all the social protocols, etc. As we kind of move past that, we're going to have to recraft that message. So we want to be partners in you in recrafting a message that's relevant to you. And if you can go back to the other way. There we go. So if you look a little bit to the right, the second thing that you need to consider for your keys to reopening is the medium. And so this is a perfect representation here. We've got television, we have AdWallet, we've got non-traditional, old school, new school. One thing I do want to mention about broadcast media is that broadcast is called broadcast because it's broad. A Television Bureau of Advertising study that they did last week shows that television has the largest reach of any medium, with 81% of the United States reached in one day. But as Valerie alluded to earlier, the best chance for success for small business in terms of your advertising is to have some kind of combination of more than one type of advertising. The third thing key to success is the mechanism, and that's really just an idea. So come to any of us with your situation and we will help you craft an idea. Maybe you want to get a video out of your business owner saying, hey, did you know that we're open? Or did you know that once everybody can go out again, we're going to have special deals? Hairdo redo is an obvious one, but there are all sorts of ways that we can all be marketing partners for you, Mr. Business. And then the fourth key to success is obviously money, and that's obviously a concern to all of us now, which brings us to the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is the slide that's going to address your question, Shannon. So one of the ways that KRQ Media Group is working with local businesses to really prove that we are walking the walk as well as talking the talk is we have done a We're Open page within our website. So if you go to nmliving.com, we have free business listings and we are using the power of our 4 stations to promote them. And this is completely free. No harm, no foul. You just go there, you sign up, and you can put your business listing on here. We honestly started with restaurants because that was the first industry that were clearly suffering, but it became apparent to us very quickly that we need to go beyond that. So we opened it up into business and services as well as restaurants. So all you have to do is go to nmliving.com and you can upload your information, graphics, anything that you want people to know. And the point of all of this is that we are letting our viewers and our careqa.com website users know, here are businesses that are open. If you are looking for something, come here first. And you need to support people who are willing to support you. And so thank you very much, everybody, for working together. This is very exciting.
Great, thank you, Karen. That was awesome. Perfect little key points for those of you out there that are watching. Perfect marketing messaging on a re-entry plan, reopen plan for your business. I'll stay in touch with Karen and see if we can steal that slide. I think it's really important that it's simple and to the point, and it gives you a focus. And so I think that's really exciting, which brings me back to Val, because Valerie, I was thinking when you were talking and you were talking about the different ways that people are promoting, are you guys, or has anybody reached out to you about promoting the sanitation and cleanliness standards within their business? Because one of the fears, as alluded to with the slides, is that there is this fear, you know, this weird little peaks and valleys that we're in. You know, we thought it was for a week or 2 or 3, and now here we are hitting 2 months, and people are starting to lose that faith. And I'm worried, and you know, we talk to business owners every day here at the chamber that I should say, not we, they are worried. One of the questions that comes to us often is, well, that's great, I can open, I'm ready to go, but are people going to come in because they're worried about I'm not clean, or how am I cleaning? So here at the chamber, we're developing a program, which I'll share with you guys here in just a bit, but what a great way to advertise on AdWallet. So tell us a little bit about that, and are you working with anybody to do that?
We are. We've actually worked with a couple of restaurants and a lab in town that is mainly just talking about their safe practices, how you can order, how you can pick it up, what they're doing, which is very, very valuable. We also have a COVID-19 message out right now, a PSA out right now, explaining the importance of cleanliness and making sure that you're keeping your bodily fluids to yourself. So it's worked really well. The messaging is going viral. We are having a higher share rate on those messages than we are on any others right now. Restaurants in general have a higher share rate, but we're looking at, we used to have about a 40% share rate on social media, and now we're looking at about 60 to 65%.
Oh, wow.
So really awesome too is we have special pricing right now for everybody. We start at 25% bonus all the way up to $1 for $1 match for our restaurant clients, because we really want to make sure that they're benefiting during this time. We know how hard it is, and we want to drive the business where they need it driven to.
Wow. Okay. So that's great. That click-through rate, for everybody that is not understanding, basically after you've watched the video, they're now sharing more. The percentage is higher that they're sharing on their social media platforms. You're sharing on your Facebook or whatever platform you're using. You're now sharing that message, which means that your friends and family are seeing that, which is great for the business owner, but it's also great for the messaging. So I think that's really exciting. So being that you guys are all chamber members, which is a great thing, we wanted to just reach out to the members, and we thought this would be the perfect topic to do so. So I'm gonna take a second here and let everybody know, you know, right now, we understand, you know, all of our panelists today have all put together really great packages to share with you guys and the community as well, whether it's a discounted package or a special rate for a little bit, or a freebie such as Johnny Board is doing. So I think it's important that you guys take advantage of those. If anything, reach out to AdWallet and KRQE and find out what it is that they're offering, because it might fit within your budget. You might be surprised because everybody's working together now. But there is a few things that you can continue to do with the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber that are part of your membership. You've already paid it, so it's not anything additional. It's not, there's no more expense to it. You just need to use it. And the biggest thing, first and foremost, is your landing page. And let me tell you why that's important. Other people are gonna say, hey, we already have a website, we already have this, we already have that. Here's why it's important. There's 2 reasons. Number 1, here at the chamber, we are inundated right now with an incredible amount of resources and opportunities and connections that are going out all over the place all day. The little elves behind the scenes are responding to emails and messages. And sometimes if we can look up in the platform, which you guys are all members of and have this ability to do so, we can copy and paste your link and send it off. If we are challenged to walk away, have to come back and look up your website, have to copy that from this to that, it sometimes becomes challenging because we are handling an incredible amount of information daily here. And, you know, I think sometimes, you know, I can't say it enough, we represent over 1,000 businesses, and I believe that more than half of them have reached out and or we have spoken with them, more than we probably do on an annual basis in the last 6-7 weeks. And so having that landing page done is so vital, because there's so many reasons and ways that we can connect you to the world, and to people who need your services. We have people that are doing cleaning services, and you know, people need carry out, you know, just I'm working but I have a staff and I'm going to send them food. It's so much easier for us to use our platform than to search for you online right now. That's number one. Number two, super important, is that your landing page goes into the directory. Now, I love what Karen stated earlier about KRQE's website and or viewership going up during this time. They're home, people are home, they're watching TV, they're looking for things to do, they're on the internet, they're on social media, they're using the digital platforms that Johnny Boards has. But they are reaching out to the chamber page. How do I know? Because our traffic is up. And what's going to happen when they type in, I need a caterer, or I need food delivered, or whatever it is they're looking for. Maybe they need a doctor, health and wellness, or maybe they need somebody in marketing. If you are not in that directory, or you're in there as just the name, if you don't fill out that landing page, your additional info does not come up, and they're going to skip right over you. So right now during COVID, getting that page done is so easy. It's so important. If you are out there and you're like, hey, I'm with the chamber and I don't have a landing page, just reach out to us. There's all kinds of ways to reach us at the chamber: email, text, phone calls, whatever you want. And we will send you the link. You don't have to do the work. The platform actually builds out your mini website, your mini landing page for you. You just answer about 8 or 10 questions so they, you know, guide them a little bit. So that's super important. The other thing that's super important that we do here that is also part of your membership is the community calendar. That calendar is a great way to advertise that you're open. So we have people that are doing online tutorials, webinars, training series. They're open for business. If you submit, I'm open for business, here's my special, you know, whatever it may be, that will get put into the community calendar, where we continue to get hits, and people are still going and saying, hey, what's going on in the community? Is there specials? Where should I go? People are looking for places and things to do right now, whether it's food, whether it's carry out, whether it's what is open in case they need supplies. So take advantage of that community calendar. You simply click into the website, go to events, click on community calendar, follow the instructions, name, address, phone number, date of event. And it doesn't have to be an event like let's all get together and have an event. An event could be, you know, you're doing a sort of marketing for the next month. Or an event could be, we are going to reopen on May 15th and we're just getting you prepared. So there's lots of ways to use some of the free stuff that come with your membership. So what I'd like to say is I think we've learned a lot today about some of the marketing. I think that whether you're traditional or non-traditional doesn't really matter. What matters is that you take advantage of what is out there, even if it's a phone call to learn more information, because guys, we are going to reopen. We are going to reopen. So with that being said, I want to close up with something fun. Because if you're in marketing, which you all are, we all know that it can be very stressful. You have deadlines, you have clients. And so I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's start with Karen. What are some of the ways that you're de-stressing right now? Maybe something we don't know about you. Share with the public. What are some of the things that you do when you have been at home forever, or you get home from your day to de-stress during COVID?
Well, I'm fortunate in that I've been working from home for quite a while now, but I do, two of my loves are pets and health, and so I've been able to combine them. So I use my dogs as resistance bands. So you put a bone in one hand and a bone in the other hand, and you just attach the dog to the bone, and then you can do bicep curls, and they get a workout, and so do you.
Wow, that's interesting. I love that we've found so many pet lovers during COVID, and I love seeing all the pictures all over the internet. So thank you, Karen. What about you, Val? What are you doing?
You know, honestly, now that I've been home, I am enjoying spending time with my kids. I work so much that I'm fortunate enough to have a husband who gets to stay home with them to raise them for us. But now that I'm home, it's walks and taking bike rides, and we just did some planting. So we did our planting in the garden this last weekend. We're going to do some painting in my daughter's room. So it's more so of just getting that family time and doing the things that I didn't get to really enjoy as much before.
Awesome. So rediscovering family during COVID. That's pretty exciting. That's really great. I know I've seen so much of my family. It's pretty crazy. I'm like, wow, look at that. I have a niece and a nephew and parents. And so,
don't get me wrong. Some days I want to leave them outside on the front porch and somebody picks them up. For the most part, it's been awesome.
Like I'll be at work all day. That's why I work a lot. But no, it's really nice to reconnect and spend that time. So Ruben, I've got to know what you do, because you are my let's go have a beer Friday night guy, Wednesday night guy. So what have you been doing?
Well, I have 2 granddaughters that I hadn't seen for 6 weeks, so I was making it's called a picture triangle. It's a toy for them to climb, and I was able to take it and put it in their backyard. And just finishing up all those home projects. And when I had my birthday, my wife made a cake with the girls.
Look
So
at
the
that.
girls came over and they made my birthday cake. So yeah, no, just trying to make the family thing more, it's interesting how something like this can bring out how important it is to have your family. So.
Yes, and I think if we continue some of the best practices that we have adjusted to, because everybody's normal is a new normal now. I think we know that very clearly, and so it's really exciting. But what is not changing, what is the same, and if anything improved, is our relationship that we have with each other in the community. We've learned a new way of communication. We're learning technology. I'm like figuring things out on the fly, as you guys know today. So we're going to take all of those away with us as best practices. And I cannot encourage you guys enough that are out there watching to reach out, get your reopen plan together. I know we're going to do a whole webinar based on that, but it is vitally important that you are focused on what does that marketing look like for you. It is absolutely, I cannot say it enough, vital to your business to let people know that you are reopening or that you are open for business. So I want to say thank you to our panel today. Great friends and great partners in the community. Definitely my favorite panel. We've had a blast today. Once again, Valerie Martinez with AdWallet and Karen McCollum with KRQE Nexstar Partners, and of course, Ruben Garcia with Johnny Boards. So we thank you guys so much. We hope you all have a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow, where we will tackle cyber security and cyber technology during COVID and the importance of protecting your clients and your important work that you do. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.